Okay. So let's get started. Um, so the event-driven notification system, it's the entire architecture was first, the API publishes a classified event, right? Like something like when a user comes on board on the app, a user created event to publishes this event to knock. Then knock receives that event and runs it through the workflow that includes conditional logic. You could have as much workflow options as you want to, as based on what Knock offers, but based on your request, the conditional logic. And this workflow checks for the user's profile data and then makes decisions about when and how to send notification. So the entire idea is that the API um, would become a event publisher that doesn't know anything about the notification logic, and all the business rules, all the timing, and all the conditional logic will live inside Knock. So let's go to the code. The server.js, there is nothing here. So like just setting up the API key. But this is where the main stuff comes in. Just increase this a bit. So for just this use case, I just tried an onboard endpoint that takes all this user profile, and this is the recipient array with the user profile, and uh, so um, so what it does, it makes it makes a call, makes a single call to um, the it triggers this event. It will create an event here. This the user created event. It triggers the user created event that we've already created in that we are going to create in Knock. And one thing you should notice is that like we are just publishing the event, not the notification. We are not calling a specific workflow. We are just like triggering this event. So like the recipient contains all the user profile information, including most importantly the actual timestamp. And we have a generic event. Another, so like yeah, this is what we are going to get the response. Okay, now this one is a template, which is like yeah, this is a generic event publisher that can trigger any event type. So let's say the more you keep on creating events on the Knock dashboard, on your on Knock, like let's say a first login event, a trial started event, a subscription created event, whatever business event you want to track, this event endpoint is going to be able to read it. All we are just doing is like the other one is just publishing the event, and most importantly, we are not doing anything around notification logic. And this way, your API is staying simple and focused on that single responsibility, which is classifying and publishing the event. Okay, the next thing we'll go is the Knock dashboard. Just for the sake of this, I would create this workflow from the scratch, just so that um, you can see. But then this is the user created workflow, the user created workflow that has that event. We are going to come back to it. Okay, so let's just say users created, just for the sake of it, or let's just say first login. Yeah, the key identifier is very important if you're like you're trying to target that particular event type. Okay, so based on our um, um, based on our distinct, first thing we are going to add is a conditional step, which in Knock is called the branch. We can just name this branch user has creation timestamp. So like this is, it checks if the user has that, timestamp, right? So all we'll just do is add the condition and call it recipient. Does the recipient has created that, and the say it's not equal to, right? Right, so this will create an if else flow. If the user has the creations timestamp, we proceed with welcome if we leave not, we just go to default. Okay, so let's add another workflow. Let's add a delay. Okay, delay node. Oh, there's a problem here. What's the problem? I didn't save. Oh, sorry. Recipient created at is now equal to what? Recipient pop-up. What the heck? It's not empty. Sorry, it's not empty. Not equal to. It's not equal to requires another additional commit. Okay. So I won't overemphasize on this. You're very good at interval. So like you could plug in your custom interval system, or like you could use what they call it, your own custom. You think it accepts cron jobs kind of thingy, and but for the sake of this, I'll just set this condition at 1 minute, right? Where you can select however you want to, and you can also actually add conditionals. All right, another step we need to add is the email. By the way, for the email, you could set it up by going to channels and sources. For me, I am using Resend, which I set up here. All you have to do is create a channel, and you can choose whatever email you want. You can set up your in-app notes, your push, your SMS, your chat, your webhook. So I just wanted to show you that. Where is our workflow? Oh my god, first login. Okay, so okay, yeah, okay. So just add email, and then I don't have time to start adding all the email bodies so that this video won't be too long. But this is the entire flow, right? When the API when it's being triggered, the API call is being triggered, it checks like for the creation timestamp. If it finds it, then it goes on this conditional, and it goes on this conditional to check for this timestamp. If it's yes, it processes for a minute and then sends to resend. Alright, let me show you a real workflow that works so that I can test the one I showed you in my in the chat. So let me just trigger an event. Let me just send a request that will trigger that onboarding user created event. Is the server on? Okay, yes, server is running. Okay, yes, great. This event successful. See, it created the time. It has created that. So this created that is supposed to trigger, the event, right? Okay, so on the workflow, let us just go check the logs. What's the latest logs? This is 1037. Is it 1037? No, we should refresh. Yeah, a sec. I should open my email too. Okay. So yeah, this is 11:03 and you can click on workflow. You can see that it's still in pause state, because still sending. So good, it just completed. Perfect. So when I clicked it was still on pause state. It checks user creation time, it pauses here for a while. When it starts past the condition, and then it sends. I should have that email in my I should have that in my email if my Gmail will just open. I have no idea why my Gmail barely opens these days, but yeah, I shared you that it works. So, with this viewpoint of mine, I guess, yep, that is it. And yeah, now I need to find how to end the video. Okay. Oh god, this sort of tools. I've not used this before.